Regina, I have to make sure that I leave enough time to stop off at Fuddruckers before we make the drive back home. Although we have one now in Regina. Friends, it is so good to be here. I know today's a very busy day. You've all been out knocking doors. C'était une journée très, très occupée. I know that we're going to hit a lot of doors tonight because I know a lot of people are going to be home watching Saskatchewan beat the Argos tonight. My wife Jill is here with me. Of course, her brother actually plays for the Rough Riders, John Ryan the punter. Sometimes the more famous one in our household. I'll never forget the day that I was talking to Jill's dad about proposing. And when I was talking to her dad, Bob, I said I wanted to marry Jill, and he said that was great, fantastic. And then he said at the time, John was playing for the University of Regina Rams. And he said, just do me a favor, don't book your wedding on the same day as a Rams game. And I said, Bob, come on, you wouldn't pick your son's preseason football game over your daughter's wedding. And he just looked at me and he said, why would you make me choose? So that's how important sports is to the Ryan family and to the Scheer family. Friends, I just got back from a great visit all across this country. We started off last week in Atlantic Canada, went to Newfoundland, we're in British Columbia. Everywhere I go, there's Rider Nation. There's Rider Nation fans everywhere in this wonderful country. A lot of green in the room here tonight. But you know, there's a lot of optimism all around the country. I know there are some tough times here in Saskatchewan. I know there's a lot of difficulties that have some headwinds that have been facing our economy here at home because of our natural resource sector, because of Justin Trudeau's assault on our energy sector. But there's a lot of optimism because just 23 days from now, we are going to get rid of Justin Trudeau's government. This election is coming down to who do you trust to help make life more affordable so that you can get ahead. And we know we can't trust Justin Trudeau. We can't trust him to keep his promises. He said he balanced the budget, that the budget would balance itself in 2019. He broke that promise. He said he'd lower taxes on the middle class. Instead, he's raised them. More than 80% of Canadian middle class families pay higher taxes today than they did before. He said his carbon tax would do something for the environment. We know that's not working. Instead, it's making everything more expensive. It's driving up the cost of putting fuel in your tank, and it's hurting our energy sector. And that's why job number one of a Conservative government will be called an act to repeal the carbon tax. His massive deficits mean more and more of your tax dollars going just to pay the interest on that debt instead of going into better services or going into lower taxes. And that's the biggest difference between Liberals and Conservatives. They think they can spend your money better than you can. But Conservatives know that the dollar left in the hands of the hard-working Canadian who earned it is always better spent than in the hands of the politician who taxed it. Liberals put all their faith in government. Government is always the answer for Liberals. Conservatives, we put our faith in people. That's the difference. Justin Trudeau likes to go around the world and he likes to talk down our energy sector. He's embarrassed by it. In fact, he's promised to phase out the oil and gas sector. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that I will be a champion for our energy sector. Pipelines built again in this country by phasing out the Liberal government. Justin Trudeau has never had to worry about money. That's why he's not worried about yours. That's why he doesn't care when those deficits pile up. It's why he said that higher gas prices was exactly what we wanted. Well, higher gas prices might be exactly what he wanted. And wealthy, millionaire liberals like Justin Trudeau might not mind paying higher gas prices thanks to his carbon tax. But hard-working Canadian families do mind. It does hurt their bottom line, and that's why we are going to cancel the carbon tax. Our whole campaign is about putting more money in your pockets by lowering taxes. A government that lives within its means getting back to balanced budgets. So we stop borrowing money from future generations of Canadians, like so many that we have here. And we're going to get back to balanced budgets while we're putting more money back in your pockets. Nous allons vivre dans nos moyens, alors qu'on peut laisser plus d'argent dans vos poches. We're going to go beyond scrapping carbon tax. I don't need to tell any of you in this room that heating your home in the winter in Saskatchewan is not a luxury. It's a necessity. You know, when I moved from Ontario, people said, don't worry, it's a dry cold. Minus 40, it's minus 40, wet or dry. That's why we're going to remove the GST from home heating bills, home energy bills, and home power bills. We're going to bring in our universal tax cut, lowering the first income tax bracket, putting $850 back in the pockets of your average hardworking couple. We're going to bring back the popular kids' sport activity tax credit to make it easier to get our kids out. We're going to recognize the sacrifice that new moms make when they take time off work to be with their newborn children. We're going to make maternity leave benefits tax-free. All the while, we will be encouraging the economy in Western Canada. We're going to be standing up for our agricultural sector as well. You know, Justin Trudeau has stood by and done virtually nothing as markets have been closed to Saskatchewan's export markets. And this goes in with a pattern of failure that Justin Trudeau has on the world stage. We don't have time to list all his failures on the world stage when it comes to foreign affairs. But we here in Saskatchewan know what has happened to our producers with canola, with beef being blocked to so many markets. And that's why I will represent Canada with strength around the world and stand up for our agricultural sector. Aujourd'hui, j'ai annoncé notre corridor énergétique. Today I announced our energy corridor, a vision for this country that will bring our country closer together, that will get Western Canadian energy into Eastern Canadian markets, displacing foreign oil coming into eastern parts of Canada. We know that will benefit every Canadian, every region, every province will benefit that. We know that Indigenous communities will benefit from that as well, when they're able to sign partnership agreements and they can be full partners in economic growth in this country. We're going to do that by getting the consultations up front, but we're also going to fix aspects of the approvals process. And I don't mind when people express their views. We've got some people outside holding signs and protesting. That's great. I'm glad we live in a country where people can do that. But when it comes time, when it comes time to making big decisions that affect our entire country and have major impacts on our economy, I believe that those decisions should be made only by Canadians. And that is why we will ban foreign-funded groups from the approvals process. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the choice this election. A tax-hiking, deficit-running, scandal-plagued Liberal Prime Minister who has failed you every step of the way, or a Conservative government that will go back to balanced budgets so we can lower taxes so you can get ahead. Where Justin Trudeau will abuse the power of of his office to reward his friends and punish his enemies. I will shine a light on liberal corruption and restore ethics and integrity back to our government. He will target law-abiding firearms owners, hunters, and farmers. I will go after the real criminals, the gang members, and the illegally trapped. Where he will look our veterans in the eye and tell them that they are asking for more than he can give. I will honor their service and their sacrifice, clear the backlog, and make sure they're getting the services they deserve. He will raise your taxes, spend more and more of your money. We will run a responsible government and lower taxes, leave more money in your pocket so that you can get ahead. And all of us, ladies and gentlemen, all of us working together, not only can we put an end to the scandal-plagued Liberal government, but I think it's time we have another Prime Minister from Saskatchewan. You work hard here in Saskatchewan, here at home. You make sure we get Kevin and Corey and Brad and Kelly and all our candidates all across this province elected. And I will go everywhere else in this great, big, beautiful country of ours. And I'll get the rest of the seats we need to put an end to Justin Trudeau.